Data and insights are now available to all current Contentstack customers. In your base package, you get the following things: the Opportunity Explorer, the Content Graph, the Audience Explorer, and the Advanced Audience Builder. And in this video, I'll show you how to get started quickly. Let's explore the brand new Audience Insights app. And for that, you have to go to your stack. So we go to the CMS, then we find our stack, and then in the apps, you'll see that there's Audience Insights here. And this is a very interesting application that looks at all the insights gained by your visitors on your website. And we use machine learning and a bunch of really clever stuff to kind of figure out what are very interesting audiences for you. And so in my case, you can see there's a lot on the right here. So let me just move this to the side a bit. And this happened because I have recently had a bunch of visitors that kind of clicked on a lot of things. But if you can see here, we have intensity on the X value and prevalence on the Y. And the larger the bubble, the bigger the calculated audience size. Well, clearly this jewelry website that I'm working on is all about style. And you see there's earrings here, there's a bunch of different things, but by far the most interest and intensity from our visitors, I'm actually getting in silver. The intensity is 0.98, but I do not have an audience for this, so I can actually put the people in a bucket that like silver and then personalize for them or send them emails or things like that. And so this is a very, very interesting tool to kind of start figuring out, hey, what are my users looking at? And how can I create maybe a potential audience of these specific people and then personalize towards that? And you can also see it over time. So if you go back, let's say last month, I kind of started to get all this, these users here. So let's generate that and see that timeline. And now I can go back full screen again. So you'll see that's everything. There was not that many visitors, right? So it takes a few days for all this information to start, popping up and getting into these models. And now you can actually see that over time, my users are very intense. They're finding a lot of information. And so you can really see, if I just started the campaign and there's a bunch of new information on these pages, let's see how people actually looked at that and what their intensity is. And there's a lot of different things about frequency, casual visitors, at risk. Like, you can go deep here, and this is very, very cool stuff. So our next part is actually the content map. And we were just talking about silver, right? So if we hover silver here, you can see it goes into a bunch of different routes. And so this is a very interesting map to kind of figure out where all the things go. Like when I go to gold, there's a bunch of links here, but when I go to link, it goes to other places again. And all of this is going to help you to figure out, what is my content map? Where are my biggest audiences at? What can I do with all this? This is very, very interesting stuff. And then lastly, we have our Audience Explorer. So we can say, well, last visit within a day. What actually was their affinity? What did they, well, they all kind of like style. We saw that on the top here. Style is a big one for this website, right? But there's also tech optimism, there's center, earrings, things like that. And so when you hit earrings here, you can see there's this little graph about when in time they were interested in this. You can also see, well, maybe anonymous profiles or deeply engaged users, right? And so there's a bunch of different information here. You can also see all the things you already created here. Like I have an earring enthusiasts one that kind of like this drop earrings, right? This is very interesting to see if they actually went there and what they want to do with that. And so we can also just go to all our audiences inside our data and insights application, and you can actually see them here. Like I have one that says likes gold material or has an earring enthusiast. So when we look at this and we hit edit, there's a bunch of different things I've set up here to make this work. Like if there's an affinity that is for earrings specifically because they go there all the time, if this hits, we put these people in this audience and then you can do stuff with that audience later. I've also set an or, so if they either have an affinity to this product range or they actually have the recently visited category of earrings, we put them in this audience. So you can sync these audiences to Contentstack. But if you want to do that, you need to buy the Contentstack personalized project. And so this is all I wanted to show you this video. And we just released all this. We're very excited about it. We are ready for your questions. So reach out and we get you started. Happy coding.